Hello and welcome back to Football Daily, where today we're looking at 10 one-season Premier League wonders. These are some of the best players who only stuck around in England's top division for just one memorable campaign. Let's go. 10. Esteban Cambiasso. Esteban Cambiasso has hardly put a foot wrong in his prestigious playing career. However, he may live to regret not being part of the Leicester City squad that made sporting history by winning the Premier League in 2015-16. In the Argentine's defence, his sole campaign in England the year before offered little sign of the glory to come. After winning multiple Scudetti and even the Champions League during a legendary 10-year stay at Inter Milan, Cambiasso surprised everyone by choosing newly promoted Leicester City as his next club. In 2014-15, the former Real Madrid star found himself in unfamiliar territory, as Nigel Pearson's side were entrenched in a relegation scrap. Fortunately, the 52-capped Argentine was more than up to the task, with his leadership helping drag the Foxes to survival after a remarkable run of 7 wins and 1 draw from their final 9. That season he finished as their second top scorer with 5 goals, as well as ranking 3rd for passes per game in their squad. More importantly, he was loved by the fans, who named him their Player of the Year. He would reject a new contract and move to Olympiacos, and while he may have left too soon, his legacy in Leicestershire is more than secure. Before we get into our next entry, just a quick reminder to subscribe to the channel if you're not already, hit that notification bell to never miss a video. 9. Jurgen Klinsmann. Jurgen Klinsmann would arrive at Tottenham Hotspur under a cloud of controversy, but leave the club to adoration after just one season. In the summer of 1994, the North London club splashed out £2 million on the German forward, though the media were less than impressed after his antics at the 1990 World Cup had seen him gain the reputation of a diver. He quickly showed, however, that he took the animosity in good spirit. In his first press conference, he joked about wanting to find a good diving school in London, then celebrated his opening goal for the club away to Sheffield Wednesday by leading his teammates in a diving routine. It was so well received, even the fervent crowds at Hillsborough were caught laughing. With the tabloids on his side, the former Monaco and Inter Milan striker became a hit in the Premier League, scoring 21 goals across the 94-95 season. Klinsmann's popularity grew so large that Tottenham sold 150,000 of his shirts in England alone. The 30-year-old helped Spurs reach the FA Cup semi-final, but would sadly leave for Bayern Munich. There are few Germans who have captured the English public's imagination quite like Klinsmann. 8. Didier Deschamps. These days, Didier Deschamps may be better known as the coach who led France to World Cup glory in 2018, but he had quite the playing career. Starting out at Nantes, he would win the only ever Champions League title with a French club at Marseille, before enjoying a trophy-laden 5-year spell at Juventus. Then in 1999, aged just 30, he would head to Chelsea, swapping Turin for London. However, after such a successful period in Serie A, life in England proved too much of a change for the defensive midfielder. Though he would make 27 league appearances in the 99-2000 campaign and even help the Blues win their 3rd FA Cup, Deschamps asked for a transfer at the end of the season. A £2.3 million bid from Valencia was accepted, but Chelsea's managing director Colin Hutchison was quick to express regret at the deal, stating he believed Deschamps could have succeeded in London. The fact Deschamps retired in the middle of 2001, however, suggests that his heart just wasn't on the pitch anymore. Deschamps is a man who has quite literally won it all, having also captained France to the World Cup in 1998, so can be excused for losing desire towards the end of his playing days. 7. Henrik Larsson. Henrik Larsson's Premier League journey may only be brief, but it was definitely memorable. The legendary Celtic and Barcelona forward finally graced England's top division when he joined Manchester United in January 2007 at the ripe old age of 35. Injuries had depleted Sir Alex Ferguson's attacking options, while a winter break in the Swedish footballing calendar meant Larsson could join from Helsingborg on a 3-month loan. Any fear he was past it was quickly put to bed when he volleyed home at the Stretford End on his debut against Aston Villa in the FA Cup. He may only have scored twice more in 12 games, but his impact at Old Trafford was far greater than his goal return suggests. At the time, United were in transition, with a number of younger players like Wayne Rooney and Cristiano Ronaldo quickly having to assume leadership responsibilities. Not only that, they hadn't won a league title since 2003. Larsson arrived with a cult status and a level of professionalism that would inspire his teammates to greater things. The Red Devils won 10 out of the 13 matches he appeared in as they stormed to the league title. While he would reject Ferguson's persistent efforts for him to stay on for longer, he did accept a special medal United made for him in recognition of everything he contributed. 6. Angel Di Maria. Angel Di Maria's switch to Manchester United proved to be a spectacular disaster that no one saw coming. In August 2014, United paid Real Madrid a then British record fee of £59.7 million for the winger, who many felt had been unfairly ejected from the Bernabeu. Just the season before, he had won the Copa del Rey, while his man-of-the-match performance against Atletico Madrid helped Los Blancos claim the Champions League too. Unsurprisingly, his early United career looked positive. The 25-year-old was named their Player of the Month for September with 2 goals and 2 assists, also winning the Goal of the Month award for his chip against Leicester City. From October, however, things went horribly wrong. Mixed form and injury saw him in and out of the side, creating tension between him and his coach Louis van Gaal. By the end of the season, he was quickly offloaded to PSG after just 4 goals in all competitions. Di Maria has since blamed Van Gaal's decision to play him in a number of positions as the reason he failed, but considering how frequently he moved between the forward and midfield line at Real Madrid and now at PSG, that excuse doesn't quite stick. 5. Jari Litmanen. Jari Litmanen may be a name that escapes the average football fan, but in reality he's widely considered to be Finland's greatest ever player. His career was made at Ajax, where he was an integral part of the Louis van Gaal side that won 3 consecutive Dutch championships and even claimed the 1995 Champions League. In 1996, he finished top scorer in the Champions League, as they once again reached the final, and he'd finished 3rd in that year's Ballon d'Or. Fast forward to January 2001, and following a difficult spell at Barcelona, Litmanen arrived at Liverpool. Gerard Houllier announced the attacking midfielder as one of the most exciting signings the club had made, and the stage was set for the Finn to shine in England. Sadly, Litmanen would break his wrist after just 5 league appearances, adding yet another injury to an extensive list that would sadly plague his career. The 2001-2 season would prove to be his only full campaign at Anfield, with Houllier reluctant to deploy the fragile attacker. However, he did score 9 goals in 43 games in total for Liverpool before returning to Ajax on a free transfer where he received the hero's welcome his career deserved. 4. Marco Materazzi. Marco Materazzi is famous for a number of reasons. He won multiple Scudetti and the Champions League under Jose Mourinho while at Inter Milan, and even scored in the 2006 World Cup final, the same game he was infamously headbutted by Zinedine Zidane. However, what people probably don't remember is that in 98-99 he played a full Premier League season for Everton. Prior to his switch to the Toffees, Materazzi's early career was spent bouncing around the lower divisions of Italian football before gaining recognition at Perugia. With the Griffins stuck in Serie B, the opportunity to play top division football proved too strong when Everton came calling. And the 24-year-old centre-half immediately went to work, putting in the kind of displays that would define his career. He got sent off 3 times in just 27 matches, but would also score on 3 occasions. Following the last of his red cards, against Coventry City in what turned out to be his final appearance for the club, a distraught Materazzi sat crying on the sidelines at Goodison Park. This kind of passion made him a popular figure on and off the pitch, but his ill discipline proved too much for Walter Smith to handle, who sent him back to Perugia the next summer. 3. Asamoah Gyan. Most people will agree it was a genuine shame that Asamoah Gyan decided to cash in and head to the United Arab Emirates after just 1 year at Sunderland. Ghana's all-time top scorer was a massive hit for the Black Cats when he signed from French side Rennes for a then club record fee £14.4 million in 2010. In 10-11 he scored 10 times in 31 Premier League games, including a last-minute equaliser against bitter rivals Newcastle, helping guide Sunderland to 10th place. It was their best finish since 2000-2001, and a far cry from where they are now. However, his form caught the unlikely attention of Al Ain in the UAE. And while the standard of football in the Garden City could never compare to the Premier League, the wages on offer certainly did. Al Ain were willing to quadruple his wages to £6 million per year and give Sunderland a £6 million loan fee that was frankly too good to turn down. Gyan became the highest paid African player, commencing a mercenary career that has taken him to China, Turkey and India since. Though he claimed it was a cash-strapped Sunderland that encouraged the move, it's hard not to think the Ghanaian followed the money. Then again, football is ultimately a job. 2. Fernando Hierro. Back in the early 2000s, Bolton Wanderers went through an extraordinary recruitment drive under Sam Allardyce. Having invested smartly in improving the club's facilities, Big Sam began to attract a number of stunning names to the Reebok Arena. Between 2002 and 2003, the likes of Yuri Djorkaeff, JJ Okocha and Ivan Campo arrived, before going one step further by signing the great Gary Speed and former Spain and Real Madrid captain Fernando Hierro a year later. Hierro was convinced to join Bolton after a chat with his old teammate Steve McManaman. He may have been 36 years old, but his incredible record of over 600 appearances for Los Blancos meant it was still quite a coup for the Trotters. Fortunately for the fans, the defender/midfielder proved to be a huge hit. He made 15 starts with a further 14 substitute appearances, even scoring a goal against Norwich City. His calming influence was clear to see, as Allardyce's side stormed to 6th in the league, finishing just 3 points behind Everton in 4th. Sadly, Hierro chose to retire at the end of the 04-05 season, despite efforts to get the Andalusian to stay longer. He still possesses cult status at the Greater Manchester club to this day. 1. Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Yes, technically Zlatan Ibrahimovic did play 2 seasons for Manchester United, but in reality his second year at Old Trafford was all but lost to injury. Fresh off becoming PSG's all-time top scorer, a record later broken by Edinson Cavani, the prolific forward finally came to the Premier League in July 2016. Any fears that the signing of the 34-year-old was just a marketing ploy were immediately silenced after he scored the winner in the Community Shield against Leicester City before finding the net from distance on his league debut against Bournemouth. In fact, by February, he'd become the oldest player to score 15 goals in a single Premier League season at 35. Every inch the star with 530 goals for club and country, Zlatan would end up making 28 appearances and taking 4.3 shots per 90 in the league, and scoring 28 times as the Red Devils claimed the League Cup and Europa League titles. The only blight on his season would be the ligament damage he picked up against Anderlecht, which limited him to just 97 minutes of action the following year. His spell at United was just another glittering high in his stunning career, with yet another league conquered by the Swede. So those are our 10 Premier League one-season wonders, but who did we miss out and who would you have included? Let us know in the comments below. As we said before, if you enjoyed this video, drop us a like and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time.